This was supposed to be the peak for the Toronto Raptors. When Kawhi Leonard chose an LA homecoming last July, there was supposed to be nowhere to go but down for the team he left behind. Some so-called experts of both the amateur,
"We are officially finished with this irrelevant franchise. Back to Canada, back to the basement. The Raptors are back in the lottery,"
and professional variety even predicted that downfall would be rapid and immediate. So what's that tailspin look like? Well, the Leonardless Raptors are in the same spot in the East standings they were last year, with the same record, but a better defense and a more cohesive group that once again looks like the team best equipped to stop the top-seeded Bucks and their MVP. It's unlikely anyone had the same deadpan confidence in the Raptors as OG Anunoby did.
I think we're going to repeat. We're a really good team. We believe in ourselves, and that's all that matters.
But while no one could have predicted the Raptors would be this good again,
"Get that garbage out of here!"
you would have had to be a fool to write them off as a complete non-factor. Just look at the talent that remained in Kawhi's wake. Kyle Lowry remains one of the league's fiercest and sharpest competitors. The six-time All-Star has re-emerged as a scoring threat, is still capable of punishing teams with his shooting, and ruthlessly picks opponents apart with his playmaking. Like his backcourt mate Fred VanVleet, or should we say,
Frederico!
Lowry's also one of the most disruptive defenders at the point of attack.
To the rim!
Pascal Siakam's made the leap from most improved player to the type of all-star who's capable of headlining both an all-NBA team and an all-defensive team. Siakam's more reliable jumper and pull-up game have nudged him closer to unstoppable on the offensive end, which is impressive not just because of how late Siakam picked up the game of basketball, but also because of how much ground he covers on the defensive end.
Denied! Pascal!
OG's one of the game's premier wing defenders. Marc Gasol is still a defensive anchor who can blanket a behemoth like Joel Embiid in one playoff matchup, then flummox Giannis Antetokounmpo at the rim the next. Gasol's playmaking genius and shooting also allow him to remain a valuable offensive contributor despite his declining production. Serge Ibaka's a pick-and-pop machine who's back to defending the rim like he did in his early years in OKC. And his improved playmaking is another example of how Toronto's player development program maximizes all of its talent, not just its young players. He also does art.
I don't dress, OG. I do art.
Undrafted Terrence Davis is having one of the best shooting seasons of any rookie in history. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson and Chris Boucher, among others, have stepped up when called upon as the Raptors have battled one of the league's nastiest injury bugs.
Boucher! On the rebound.
All of Lowry, Siakam, VanVleet, Gasol, Ibaka, and Powell have missed at least 10 games already this season. It's here that Nick Nurse's creativity shines. As the Coach of the Year frontrunner uses the depth and versatility at his disposal to come up with game plans and defensive coverages that shapeshift not only game to game, but possession to possession. A 1-box to limit Steph Curry in the finals, denying James Harden full court. A combination of zone and full court pressure to erase a 30-point second half deficit against the Mavs.
Screens for Lowry, who's gotten hot, change of direction, little teardrop with a foul.
Guarding Karl Anthony Towns with the 6'6" Hollis-Jefferson in a game Gasol and Ibaka missed due to injury. Stymieing a Pacers team playing with two centers by guarding Domantas Sabonis and Miles Turner with forwards Rondé and OG for stretches of a game the Raptors would go on to win by a franchise record 46 points. On the offensive end, Toronto's shooting is a perfect example of how misunderstood this team was. When the Raptors signed Hollis-Jefferson and Stanley Johnson shortly after losing the elite shooting of Leonard and Danny Green, most pundits envisioned a poor shooting team that would struggle to score. If anyone had bothered to pay attention, however, they would have known that among the team's projected top 7 rotation players, all of them were either above average three-point shooters last year or own above average career shooting numbers, with enough playmaking, ball handlers, and offensive IQ around them to figure things out. The Raptors were a good shooting team. Scratch that. An awesome team overall, hiding in plain sight, and their record this season is just about in line with the pace they were on in 22 games without Leonard last year. The Raptors have proven they don't need the fun guy to have fun. And it's worth reminding ourselves Leonard went from saying this about his experience playing with these guys last year.
It was amazing. I had so much fun this season. Probably the most fun I ever had in a basketball season.
To this in his first season as a Clipper.
Kawhi says that ball was kicked out of bounds, or as he communicated with Landry Shamet on the angle of attack. Nevertheless, it's a turnover.
Can it work in the playoffs without Leonard around to put the team on his back when they need it most? We won't know the answer to that question for a few months, and the Raptors are currently 0-2 against Milwaukee this season. But continue to doubt the Raptors at your own peril. If you're searching for a team to threaten the clear-cut contenders that have emerged in Milwaukee and Los Angeles, look to the north, where Kawhi's gone, but the champs are still laughing. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button.